The Ontario Provincial Police say new DNA technology has helped them lay charges in the 1973 death of a woman from the First Nation of Attawapiskat. Helen Carpenter was 21 when she was found dead. No charges were laid at the time, and now a 78-year-old man from Attawapiskat has been charged with manslaughter in this case. For more on what types of DNA technology are used in cases like this, Valerie Blackmore is joining us from Guelph. She's the president and CEO of Wyndham Forensic Groups. Welcome back to the show, Valerie.
Hi, thank you. Good morning.
So this case was reopened by the OPP in 2019. That's following the missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls inquiry. Tell us, first of all, about some of the newer forensic technologies which could have been used in this case.
Well, in 1973, when Ms. Carpenter was murdered, DNA testing wasn't available for criminal investigations. So by 2019, DNA testing has become quite routine for criminal investigations. And it's used in types of cases from break-and-enters to homicide. So it's really become routine since 2019. The information that was released doesn't really tell us specifically what type of DNA analysis was used, but it could have been something as standard as what we're using today routinely, or something as advanced as investigative genetic genealogy.
How does it work, Valerie? How does this kind of forensic technology help in a case that's been cold for 50 years?
Well, as I said, there was no DNA testing in 1973, so that really wasn't an option. By 2019, investigators may have gone back to look at what kind of evidence had been collected initially and looked at items that might be candidates for DNA testing that many years later.
Well, you have mentioned that in order to proceed with certain types of testing, like DNA sequencing, you have to access a certain amount of DNA from the suspect. So how much are we talking about here, especially in a case that happened so long ago?
Since DNA testing's become quite commonplace, the sensitivity's dramatically increased. When DNA testing was first used for criminal investigations, we needed relatively large amounts. We'd say, a large visible blood stain, nanograms of DNA, and a nanogram is a billionth of a gram. It still seems pretty small to the average person, but now with today's technologies, we can develop DNA profiles from even a few skin cells. So less than a nanogram of DNA can generally generate a full DNA profile if it's good quality DNA.
The RCMP estimates suggest that there were 4,000 cases of Indigenous women and girls who've gone missing or have been murdered between 1956 and 2016. Could these forensics lead to the reopening of other similar cold cases?
Well, absolutely. And I think that investigators do go back routinely and look at those old cases. And that's, part of our job to go back and look at whether there are items that might be suitable for the technologies that exist now. So that does happen quite frequently. Unfortunately, those early cases, investigators and those processing crime scenes didn't know that this type of technology might exist someday. So in some cases, there just isn't items or samples that are suitable to go back to with DNA testing.
Every case like this offers so much hope to victims' families. Thanks for coming back on the show, Valerie.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.